everybody, welcome back to my Writings Tips channel. Yep, Tasha Miller here, and today we're going to be talking about writing romance. Now, this is going to be catered to subplot romance, not a romance novel, but everything I mentioned can be used in a romance novel, so stick around. Before I start, there are two things that you should know about romance. Chemically, our bodies, within 6 months to 2 years, our bodies are going through the honeymoon phase. So a simple napkin falling on the floor and your love interest picking it up is going to be, oh, he's so cute. Did you see how he handed me my napkin? Oh my God. And another, don't worry about people reading your book and thinking that you went through this. Jumping right into it, number 1, the meeting. The way that your protagonist meets the love interest is very important because that's going to set the basis of the relationship. Because the man saving the protagonist from a demon attack is different than your woman protagonist saving the man from a demon attack. There is nothing wrong with a woman saving the day and being the hero. It's just that the rest of your novel has to portray that as well. You can't have her save this man from a demon attack and then all of a sudden he's in charge the next chapter, or he's barking orders, or some type of craziness. Because in a lot of romance, it's always male dominance and not female dominance. So if you're going to stick with the female dominance, make sure that it is portrayed throughout the whole entire novel. I'll give you an example. In The Smokiest Grave, the female is very, very, very strong. She's one of the top dogs, and she knows it, and she loves it, and she thrives for that. Because she's such a strong person, I made the love interest just as strong, and he ended up saving her life from a demon attack. And it wasn't because that she couldn't handle it herself, it was because she was trapped in a magical coma speaking with the goddess. So her one flaw ended up bringing them together because he saved the day. Number 2, the connection. So I highly recommend not to do an instant love between two characters, but if you do it, make it to where it's not just physical. If it's a fantasy, make it to where someone can read auras and that person found out that their auras match and that they're destined to be together. Don't just walk into a room and let panties drop because he's so sexy and I'm gonna love him forever because he's sexy. Now, if this is erotica, then that's fine. That's what's expected to happen. You're gonna have a lot of panties dropping and tons of stuff going on. But if it's an actual relationship, you want to build some love, not some lust, then make it to where there's something more keeping them together than just physical attraction. Now, for the rest of us that aren't doing an instant love, we still have to have a connection. If it's YA, maybe your connection is you have all the same classes with that person. Or if you are doing a fantasy or a science fiction novel and there's tons of zombies and your protagonist is in a group, human group, and they fight against the zombies, and you come across the love interest who is by himself, and then she comes into the group because they don't want to be alone. So that right there is some type of connection that brings them together. For example, in The Smokiest Grave, there are 2 things that really bring them together. One, in that conversation where she's in the coma, she's talking to the goddess, and the goddess says that this guy's gonna need you. He needs your help to find his brother. And then there's another one where he did just save her life, so she feels duty bound to actually help him find her brother. So with that, there's a connection built between them. Not, oh, an instant we're gonna fall madly in love with each other, but she wants to help him and he's accepting her help. It takes him a little while, but he actually accepts her help. Number 3, the flirting phase. In this phase, as writers, we are building a bond between the 2 characters. They are building a bond as friends, so this is more believable. Because typically, you want to be the person's friend before you be the person's girlfriend, boyfriend. Basically, build the bond in their hearts before you build the bond between their legs. For every person, flirting looks different, but you can do dialogue and have them say some flirty things, or you can do light touches, or, like the slip of a finger, or you can do gazing into someone's eyes, or just like glances, or catching them looking you up and down, things that are going to intrigue your readers. For me, there are three main types of flirting. You have the obvious flirting. You're so cute. Oh, that was so funny. When it really wasn't. Then the taunting relationship. I bet you won't do it. This is type of romance that gets a lot of bad rep just because sometimes you can be making fun of the person, or you can give them a nickname that's kind of belittling, but to them, it actually connects them more because they have such a sarcastic personality. They kind of complete each other in that way. You couldn't just randomly go up to a person that's fanning themselves and say, "Going through the change so soon, huh?" Most women will flip the heck out. "What are you talking about?" Blah, 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 all kinds of craziness. But with them, it's just like, seriously, that's all you got? Get real. I'm 25 years old. I'm not going through the change. It's fucking hot in this place. Now, this is not an abusive relationship. This is not, "Bitch, get me my food. Oh, he's so cute." No. It's not that. This is usually when girls say that they don't like other girls, or they have tons of guy friends, is because they like doing that, type of sarcastic personality and bantering back and forth. And with girls, most girls don't like it. They get very offended and girls hold grudges. So this is not an abusive relationship. This is just witty comments back and forth. Then you have the passionate flirting. Now, this one is usually they're touching, they're always kissing, they're always gazing into each other's eyes. "I love you." Just kind of, usually you find this in the instant love, but you can still find it with people building. Some people just really connect and they want to touch each other, or they want to be close, or, if the person moves, they move with them. Now, it's rare because not a lot of people want to be instantly close with that person constantly. So most of the time, this one gets a bad rep as well. Number 4, the conflict. In romance, there is always some type of conflict or drama going on that makes the readers want to root for the relationship to finally happen. Now, it can be as easy as the protagonist's parents don't like them. They don't approve, so they don't want you to be with them. Or it can be something where the world is ending and they're trying to stop a blood curse, and they're trying to find his brother. So right now, I don't got time for no relationship. Whatever it is, the conflict has a great purpose. It actually builds your relationship. If there wasn't conflict and everything was easy, then it's just like getting a free car. You're not going to really care about that car, and you're not going to wash it. You're not going to clean it. You might for a little bit, but you didn't put any hard work into that car, buying that car, so you're just not going to care about it. But your next car, if you had to work constantly for a whole entire year just to save up on a down payment, you're going to take fucking real good care of that car. So this is when their past history, their past relationships are going to come into play. So you might have some crazy ex that just did you wrong and likes to slash your tires all the time. Or you might have had an abusive relationship. Or you might have had the best relationship in the world, but the other person ended up passing away. In The Smokiest Grave, I made both the man and the woman come from a troubled past, both a little different, but still troubled the same. And then the world that they live in now, it is troubled and fucked up on its own. So they have to do a lot of building, a lot of trusting to actually get to the relationship. Because we want to make this as real as possible so your readers can actually enjoy it and believe it. You have to make sure these characters are fully developed. So that means their previous relationships. Typically, we all have had some type of boyfriend-girlfriend once upon a time. Even if it was crappy, even if it was 5 days, even if it was 5 years, we all had some type of relationship. And if they've never had a relationship, then that still comes into play. Just make sure that it's a healthy relationship. Both of your characters need to have their shit together. And I can't believe I have to say this, but they have to actually like themselves. There's no way that you can get into a relationship not liking yourself and expecting to like another person or expecting them to like you. If you're not happy with yourself, they can't make you happy. A lot of people say that relationships are 50-50, which actually it's 100-100. You are a full 100. You can't go into a relationship just giving 50 of yourself. It doesn't work like that. The relationship is not going to last very long. So you actually have to be okay with yourself before you are okay with another person. So make sure that your characters are ready for a relationship. If it is not real or it's I need to be in a relationship, I can't be single type of thing, your readers are not going to root for it. They're not going to actually want it to happen. They're going to be like, this bitch needs to go and take care of herself. Why is she trying to take care of this man? Number 5, the relationship journey. Now, keep in mind that this isn't necessarily when they become boyfriend and girlfriend. This can be the friendship relationship that they build before those titles come into play. It's important to make this relationship make your characters become better people. If you have a hard working woman and you have a druggy man and that druggy man isn't quite ready to give up his drugs, well, the hardworking woman is going to have to give so much more of herself and of the duties and all these kind of things than this druggy person is. He's just basically going to be getting handouts. They are not on an equal playing level, so for them to actually mesh, it's not going to be very believable. They have to be equal in some way. If it's their IQ or their fighting skills, somehow they have to be equal. You can't build a relationship on someone that is a lot higher than you, and you are very little. So that is an abusive relationship, or that's just not a very healthy relationship. So in the Smokiest Grave, both my main characters, Kat and Hendrik, they are very strong fighters. They're just very strong in general. They both come from struggling past, so they are strong because they fought so hard to be strong. And they both have very sarcastic personalities, and when they come together, they are bettering each other. They're always trying to challenge each other or always trying to push one another to make them better. Number 6, acting on your lust. Unless you're writing some type of erotica, the sex actually has to have a purpose. If it's how your protagonist feeds, or if your protagonist has issues with sex, or they think that something's wrong with them because of previous relationships, it's to get over that and build up a connection with your love interest, or it's just to bring them closer together. Then the sex is going to be exciting and fun for the reader. If you guys meet once and then all of a sudden you guys are humping like rabbits, it's not going to portray very well. It's not going to be a love romance type of thing. It's going to be a lust. Our goal as writers, we want our readers to be smiling, just grinning, reading our book, and their toes are curling as it's happening because it's, oh my goodness, it's finally happening. This is awesome. Number 7, description. So this is the last one, and it's not really in orders per se. This should be scattered throughout the whole entire novel. Your goal with a description is to always communicate to the reader that some type of connection, romance is going on with them. Make sure you're using goosebumps going up her arm when they touch, or his heart pounding, or butterflies going in her stomach, the nervousness people get when they're starting to fall for someone or they have a crush on someone. Especially if you're doing a taunting flirting, because sometimes taunting is making fun of or challenging them. If you don't portray to the readers that, oh, this taunting just makes me like her even more, or I love her strong personality, I love how she fights back, they're not gonna understand. They're gonna be like, what the fuck? He is calling her basically a cockroach. Why the hell is she liking him? I wouldn't like any man that called me a cockroach. There's actually a novel where she's a demon and he's an angel, and at the very beginning he calls her a cockroach and it kind of stuck. Now he's the only one that gets to call her that, but it's kind of like antagonizing, like, oh, you cockroach, you know, type of thing. It's not really saying you are a cockroach, I'm gonna step on you. Now in the beginning, because they were enemies, yeah, that's where it was actually like that. But then it became this flirtatious, yeah, this is my nickname, he's the only one that can call me that, and that's because I love him. So just remember to explain to your readers the butterflies that are going on in your protagonist. Explain that the blood is traveling down into their core, really meaning their vagina and penis. So it's okay to have fun with their love connection because it is kind of funny. Alright everybody, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you liked this video. I hope that it helped you a lot and that you're able to write the romance and that it's believable, awesome romance. Just remember, fingers touching accidentally, a glance where they're admiring the person is so much more stronger in your romance than tangling in the sheets. Just have fun. Bye! Get it, Cena. Rah. Rah, get it, Cena.